Hello everybody! I hope you all are having an absolutely amazing day today. If you're new here, hi, I'm Liz, aka My Pastel Pass, and I'm back with yet another video for you all. So today's video is going to be another speed build for my brand new island. As some of you may know, Blossom Bay is finished. That was my pink core island. I did just release the dream address for that island alongside a glorious map that April did for me. So be sure to check that out. I have that posted over on my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Discord. Unfortunately, I don't have a community tab here to share it with you all. So if you want to see it or visit my island, be sure to check my other socials out for that post. But today we are starting a new journey together. We are on Coral Cove, my new island, and I'm really excited because this is the first build on this island, and those are always super special to me. And a second thing is that this is the first island where I've actually created some of my own custom designs. I made one custom design for Blossom Bay, but that was just for a barn. I wasn't using that all over my island. It was also towards the end of my island. Whereas with this island, Coral Cove, I created this blue and white beach stone path that you see me working with here, as well as some wood planks that I put right at the entrance leading up to this pathway. I was gonna say entrance, but this is the entrance. This is the very first time I've really made paths like this. I was never someone to make paths. Oh my gosh, sure, but please leave. So I'm really excited to finally be creating an island like this. Sherb bothered me so much during this build. Sherb did not want to leave me alone. I tried pushing them out of the way, and Sherb was like, no, we are stuck with you. I got so frustrated that I actually went to my storage, grabbed fencing, and as you can see here, I'm doing a quick look for Sherb. I don't see them, and then finally there they are. They're sneaking about. They want to ruin my build, so I'm like, nope, enough is enough. You clearly just want to bother me in my build, so I made a little prison for Sherb. I'm sorry, Sherb, I love you, but my goodness, Sherb did not want to leave me alone for this build. So I kind of start out this build with working on the path for this island. The overall theme of this is going to be very beachy and resort-like. I have a memory of when I was really little, I think like 3 or 4 at the time, when my family took me to a beach vacation down in the Dominican, and there was this one resort that I distinctly remember because A, someone pulled my hair there and I didn't like it, and 2, I got stung by a jellyfish, so I remember that. And I guess the third thing as well is I went into the pool at this resort and I burnt the top of my head, so my mom made me wear a hat for the rest of that trip. I was not even allowed to go into the water without wearing a hat because my head was so badly sunburned. So I have vivid memories of this vacation, which is really weird because I don't really remember much from my childhood, but I remember this resort and this vacation, so I wanted to recreate something like it. That's kind of where the inspiration for this path came and for this entire island. So I'm going to be creating things like spa areas, maybe a little bit of a stage somewhere, because I remember at the resort there was a stage with dancers on it. Instead of building it a house, I'm going to turn that into a resort or like a resort hotel. So that will also be a video coming out in the future, so stay tuned for that. I want to do like spa areas and like a tiki bar. So I have a lot of ideas for this island. I'm not sure how it's all going to come together, but I'm really excited to try something like this since it's something different, you know? So far I did my pink core island. I did the what was it called? Oh gosh, I don't even remember the name of my island. I did a Princess Elegant core island back during winter. Before I was doing YouTube over on Twitch, I did a cottage core island. So now we're going to do more of a resort core island, I guess. So I'm really excited to be trying something new and different with this, and I'm really curious to see how it turns out. because I am, again, trying to challenge myself to get out of my comfort zone with some of my builds. This entrance took so long to do. I kept changing my mind. I knew I wanted for my entrance to have this little opening with some trees in the middle with the paths leading around it almost. The reason for this is I wanted to put a welcome sign in the middle, which you'll see later on. I ended up using the campsite sign that we get from the Nook Stop. I'm not the happiest with it because it's very clearly a campsite sign and this is a resort, but it's the closest thing to what I could picture. I might try messing around a little later and try to make a custom code for it so I can make my own welcome sign, but I'm not so sure. I might just end up keeping the little campsite sign as is. But I'm trying to also work with different types of trees, adding in the hardwood, the palm trees, and even the bamboo trees. Fun fact, I've never actually used a bamboo tree on any of my islands before. I've never really found a way to incorporate it, so I wanted to make sure that I was using that element on this island. This is where I kind of placed the campsite sign. I wanted it stuck in the middle. I always remember when I was going to resorts or hotels, they always had a sign up front welcoming people into the area. So that's what I really wanted to bring here. I also wanted to use all of these blue emperor butterflies all over my island. I've been seeing people use them a lot lately and putting flowers and other things in front of it. So I wanted to try that here, but I realized that I didn't have enough space to put flowers. So I thought I would close up the area between the path and the entrance, only to realize that I wanted to put trees there and I didn't have enough room. So instead, I decided to expand the backside of this path yet again. So here I am destroying the path that I laid out, eating some apples to pick up all of those trees, and then I will replant them just one grid space back. I just wanted to have all that extra space since it's the first thing you see when you reach my island. I really wanted it to be a statement or a centerpiece. I was for a while before I started this build debating whether or not I wanted to do a giant waterfall coming in, and that would have been awesome. However, with me and waterfalls, I always make them far too big, so I decided against it. I figured it was better to just wait and do something else. So I came up with this idea instead. I still might do a waterfall somewhere because I feel like that would be really like a major statement element piece. Words are hard for this island. Just because it is a resort, I feel like having some sort of waterfall somewhere would make it look really nice. So I'm just kind of moving everything back again, getting that campsite sign. I guess the campsite kind of works. It's far enough away. Oh my gosh, all my villagers just want to talk to me today. I swear, I've been speaking to them almost every single day on this island, or whenever I do end up playing. I do speak to them, I promise. I don't know why they were so obsessed with talking to me today for some reason while I wanted to do this build. They just refused to leave me alone. I also have a lot of these different trees. I believe the one that I placed down was the palm tree or the fan tree. Oh gosh, I don't even remember the name anymore. But one thing that's always really bugged me is we only have the bamboo trees, the hardwood trees, cedar trees, and the coconut trees or the palm trees. And they all have kind of a very similar style in terms of their shapes. We don't have much for twig-like trees, which when I do builds on like The Sims, or even if I'm doing anything in Minecraft, I would create my own trees just so I would have a different effect when it came to them. And it's always bugged me in Animal Crossing that we didn't have the ability to do something like that. So I thought that I would try using a bunch of those plants this time in placement of them. I did end up putting I believe it's the blue, it starts with an H, I can't remember the name of the flower, but the shrubs in front. That way it kind of covers the pot and looks more like it's planted there. If you tilt the camera downwards, it's a little bit more easier to see. I will post pictures of what I mean on my Instagram because at the end it's a little bit more obvious than what I have now. But I'm also just working with a lot of different kinds of trees, so I wanted to have those different elements, have those little bushes in there. I do wish we had more bushes, like an aloe vera bush or tree. I don't know, what do you call an aloe vera? A bush or a plant? I always grew up calling them aloe vera bushes, but I think they're just plants. So now I'm second guessing myself, but I think having like aloe vera would be really cool on an island like this. Even if it was just in a pot. I remember seeing a lot of those around on that one vacation. So, of course, my villagers always want to bug me when I'm building. I also messed around with this entrance. I ended up using the bamboo partition instead of my wood partition. Shocker, right? I used so many of those wood partitions on my last island, and here I am going against it and not using them on this island. It's something else, I know. But once again, just trying to fill in this space. I have a really bad habit of overfilling or crowding my areas, especially when it comes to trees. And I noticed that I was starting to do that here as well. So I do have to go back and change a lot of it. I tried to space out my trees more just because I knew I would be using so many of them. But also in terms of items, I didn't really leave a lot of empty spaces on the ground for it. I would either put down like a garden lantern or a shrub or a flower or a shell lamp. Like there was always something there to take up that space. And as nice as it is, I did end up having to go back and change it a few days after I filmed this. So there is that one difference. It's also very weird having more nature on the front of this island after having Blossom Bay be so structured. I do intend to do more of those structured builds for later on in this island. I have a few plans to transform Nook's Cranny into almost like a surf shop, and also incorporate the Able sisters into that, and also create new neighborhoods. So I will be making videos of that in the future, so keep an eye out for those as well. But at this point of the build, it's really about just keeping like the space open, not quite overfilling it. I got a little bit better at this point at not placing something down everywhere. I left a little bit more open space because it was just getting far too crowded before. And of course, I'm putting down so many of those emperor butterflies. I think they're so cute, especially with the blue. My island is going to have a lot of blue, white, green, white, and yellow elements to them. Those are the main colors I'll be using. So I won't really get a chance to use many of the hybrid flowers other than those blue ones, unlike previous islands where I've used a lot more of the pinks and the oranges and the purples. Here, I noticed that the two palm trees I had at the front were far too big, so I swapped them out and planted some fruit next to them to stunt their growth, just so that they wouldn't take away from the overall feel of the entrance. And here we are. We still have the trees there, but they're a lot shorter, so you can still see a little bit more, which I really like. I overall really like how this entrance turned out. I might end up switching out the shrubs for the pink or the white shrubs that we just got with the 2.0 update. But this is the finished look for my island entrance. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think down in the comments, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye!